fuck? One sec. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Hold up. I got this. You don't see anything. Hold up. Why is my head so big? Okay. Welcome. Welcome everybody. Hello. Hi. Hello, baobells. Hello. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. Didn't you know it's full of knowledge? Yeah, my brain is full of all kinds of knowledge. It's filled with all kinds of useful things. Happy Monday, everyone! Welcome in, welcome in. Congrats, Jackie, on being the first baobell at stream today, and congrats, Frosty, for being both second and third. That was crazy. Ooh, are you happy about the hand redeems coming back? Missed opportunity for an Inna sandwich. It's not an Inna stream if the first words from Inna isn't fuck. Hey, there's many streams where my first word is not fuck. I'll have you know I'm a lady. Yay! Let me say hi to all of our beautiful baobells. Scrolly, 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 scrolly. Hello, Kiro. Hi, Dreamer Senpai. Hello, Opihati and 𝓬𝓸𝓷𝓽𝓮 and 𝓬𝓸𝓷𝓽𝓮 and 𝓬𝓸𝓷𝓽 and Frosty the Bun Bun and Prod and Auro and Spectre Hello Chris and Ventus. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is having a lovely Monday. So I thought I had everything set up, but I must have turned something off when I was testing stuff before stream, so my bad. Sorry for yeeting you guys into the void. Hi Talismantra, hi Sairam, hello MPK. Some of you guys know this already, but yesterday we watched my favorite movie in Discord. It was a very spur of the moment thing. We were watching 我的少女时代, which is Chinese for, well, it's the Chinese title of Our Times, and it's a Taiwanese film. It was my comfort movie in high school, and I still watch it like once a year. So I was really happy. I got to share the movie with you guys, and I'm glad that you guys liked it so much, because oh my gosh, in the VC chatting, everyone was like, no, I'm crying. I love movies that give you a really, really good feel. Right? It was super good, Jello. MPK says it was an emotional roller coaster. If you guys didn't get to watch it, no worries, because I do plan on watching it again in Discord. I'm gonna give it a couple months, of course, because I don't want to spam the movie too much. Then I'm worried about, you know how like if you eat the same food too much, if you like this food and you eat the same food too much, then you might not like it anymore. When they found all her stuff, wait, whose stuff? Wait, who stuffed? Oh, wait, do you mean what, at the end when he found her again? Yeah, you have to join next time, Kiro. It was such a good movie, and I was like sobbing. I also tried to pause throughout the movie to give my commentary, but then I found out halfway through the movie that I was muted. I forgot who told me I was muted, but half my commentary was lost because I don't know how to unmute a mic, I guess. Next time I will be properly unmuted. Hi Ginger Truff, welcome in. Hi Nimby, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well on the YouTube side as well. You had a migraine. Oh no, I hope the migraine went away. Migraines are rough. I had a migraine yesterday too. Don't know why. Also, I've been slowly slowly transitioning my sleep schedule back to normal. It's in the works. But yeah. Also in other news, Otakudan has posted the official announcement of my concert at their convention. I have not posted my official announcement yet because I got a video commission for it and it's not done yet. So I haven't posted mine, but you guys will see all the performers posting their announcements and everything. This concert was a lot of work. But I hope you guys will enjoy it as much as you enjoyed the first one, because it will be just as good, if not better. Better as in like better production, not better like singing. Everyone singing is always amazing. Everyone has beautiful voices and put in their effort to give you all a really nice, a really emotional and powerful show. You guys can kind of guess which songs each performer is doing, because once again, as is customary now of Otaku Stage, I got artwork of everybody wearing the clothes from the anime that they're singing from. Yes, the one on August 8th, exactly. I hope you guys will be able to go there to see it in person, but if you can't, don't worry, there will be an online viewing as well. I will be there in person. Hi, MBW World, welcome in. You weren't expecting Michi and Mousy? Well, I don't think many people were. I'm glad you're hyped. I know Dreamer Senpai is gonna be there in person. I know Jackie's gonna be there in person. So I'm hoping that I get to meet lots of baobells who go to the convention in person. Free Inanna, yes. I am dressed as Free Inanna. Oh my gosh, I just ate a really big I ate a really big dunch. Okay, Linner sounds better than dunch. Linner sounds way better than dunch. Hello Tim, welcome in. I ate tofu and enoki mushrooms. Okay, dunch is not the right vibe if you want to think about food. Dunch sounds like dookie. But yeah, today we're gonna watch the Lego update. Lupper, oh, I'm not British, but Lupper also works. Lupper sounds like a disease, low-key. We're gonna watch a video that I was recommended. It's Coffeezilla's investigation into the whole Lego scandal. Apparently, he talked to the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, so that's very surprising. I don't know, I was not expecting him to be able to talk to the actual CEO, so we'll see what he dug up. Thank you for the follow, Mike, thank you. Catastrophic disaster. Hey yo, I know it's a random question, but I was wondering if you like bread. I'm doing a tally chart of streamers who do and don't. Your input would be great. I like some bread. I like soft bread. I like Asian bakery bread. I don't like baguettes. I don't like sourdough. Hope that helps. He's your favorite internet detective. Ooh, is he super famous? Have you guys watched lots of Coffeezilla videos? Okay, Jackie, not everybody's a duck, okay? Not everybody's a duck. We know ducks like bread. Not everybody is a duck. He is with near 5 million. Oh my gosh, 5 million's big. I had never heard of him before this. Probably because I'm like very much living under a rock, so. Let me switch to. Scammers everywhere fear him. That's so funny. Let me switch to my screen. Okay, I'm gonna make myself teeny tiny. I like using this outfit for when I do anything with screen share, because I feel like this outfit takes up less space. I mean, I could use the other one. I rarely ever use this one for for the screen shares, but itty bitty. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this outfit. Bread is actually bad for duckies and birds. Yes, Midnight likes to tell Jackie that bread is actually bad for him. I don't know if Jackie agrees though. Okay.
A 200.
I will start the video now. Is this Coffeezilla? This is Coffeezilla. I like his suspenders. So to recap, for anybody who wasn't able to watch the first React video, we reacted to Reckless Ben's, I think, he made two like long videos about the situation where a company named Bricks and Minifigs stole $200,000 worth of Legos from this poor old dying man who spent his life collecting those Star Wars collection Legos. And it unveiled this entire big rabbit hole of corrupt cops, the Mormon church, and of course, evil big business CEO. So if you guys wanted to catch up on all of that, I have my first VOD up. I think I should link it probably in my YouTube description, but you can also find it on Twitch if you watch my Twitch VODs. Wait, let me see what Frosty did. Let me see what Frosty did. Where is it? Oh my gosh! Okay! Yay! Frosty has also booked his Otakuthon badge. I'm so excited! Yippee! Coffee goes all in on info and talks to everyone. That's good. That's what you should do. When investigating anything, I think it's super important to get both sides, even if one side seems to be super evil. Because if you don't talk to both sides, then how will you know exactly how evil the evil side is, you know? Like, I think it's definitely important to go into things impartial, and that's not always possible. So I hope he does actually try to go into it impartially. But yeah, like, sometimes what happens a lot in big scandals, not just in the internet space, but big scandals everywhere, is that both sides will have done some right and some wrong. I think that's the truth of most things. Like, it's never really one side is completely in the right, has never done a single wrong thing in their life. But what happens in a lot of big scandals is when one side is clearly the victim, or when one side is clearly wronged, it makes everybody think that that side is right about everything, you know? Like, it's a bit of a tricky business because, yeah. Like, it's a bit of a tricky business because oftentimes it lets people get away with too much, I think, but you can't really say anything, otherwise you get branded as like some kind of evil monster on the internet by people who support one side a lot. So let's see what Mr. Coffeezilla has to say.
A $200,000 Lego collection went missing, causing a lot of you to ask me to find it. And after seeing the cops point guns at YouTubers, people get arrested and sued for $1.3 million, I decided enough was enough. This looks like people get arrested and sued for $1.3 million.
Who got sued for? Did I miss something? Who got sued for $1.3 million? Let me see this.
After seeing the cops point guns at YouTubers, people get arrested and sued.
Okay. BAM franchising versus Ben. They sued Ben for $1.3 million? What the heck? Does Ben even have $1.3 million? There's no way. Are they arguing that? Okay, well, I guess I'll see.
For $1.3 million, I decided enough was enough. This looks like a case for the internet detective, this time in the $10 million Lego studio. So I talked to every suspect involved, and what I found shocked me.
Did he get artwork of himself as a Lego? That's so cute. I hope he didn't use AI. Because he's been making money on their defamation?
Okay, before we can find these missing Legos, let's give some background. A massive Star Wars collection was put on consignment at a Lego store called Bricks and Minifigs in
We
Salem,
hate bricks
Oregon.
and minifigs.
Consignment just means the owner, Brian Mansell, gave it to a
Poor
store
Brian.
to sell, and he was supposed to get a cut when it sold. The entire time, he maintained ownership of the collection, and a social
No, he
media
didn't.
post estimated it to be worth about $200,000. But then, on November 14th, 2020,
Is it? Oh, sorry. Is it confirmed to actually be worth $200,000? I don't remember if we confirmed that.
everything went wrong. This was the night that Crystal and Ben Gorman, the prior franchise owners of
Oh my god, look at his eyebrow tattoos. He's got the devil tattoos on his eyebrows.
of the Salem store, got kicked
Frickin'
out
mini dick.
by this guy.
He answers
That is
any
Brandon Best.
Really?
He and his partner Josh Johnson ran a sister store in Eugene, Oregon. And Brandon drove up that night to kick the Gormans out. Brandon and Josh would be taking over.
So they already owned a Bricks and Minifigs. Did we know that already? Did I forget about that? Cause I didn't know that they already owned a different Bricks and Minifigs. I just thought that they were like buddies with the CEO or something and took over what's her name? And took over the previous Crystal and took over Crystal's store.
And Brandon drove up that night to kick the Gormans out. Brandon and Josh would be taking over the franchise in Salem. And this is the exact moment the Legos go missing. As that store is getting handed over,
I also didn't know the Legos were actually missing. I thought the Legos were just sitting in the store this entire time.
question is Brian's collection in it? Here's what the official Bricks and Minifigs press release reads. Quote, after taking over the store, we discovered a small number of sets valued between $2,000 to $5,000 that could be possibly related to Mr. Mansell's collection. But there's a problem.
2,000 to 5,000? This has to be a joke. So Bricks and Minifigs is saying that there's only $2,000 to $5,000 worth of Legos? It's supposed to be 200,000. That could possibly be. Oh my god,
$5,000
these
that could
dicks.
be possibly related to Mr. Mansell's collection. But there's a problem here. There should be over 10 times that amount in the store, given their internal records and what we know the estimated value of this collection was. So if corporate's saying there was only $2,000 to $5,000 in the store, something happened to these Legos. But what? In order to solve this case, let's think about the suspects.
They're just straight
First,
lying.
who was there that night of the handover? It's only 3 people. Crystal and Ben Gorman, the former franchise owners, and Brandon Best, one of the new owners.
Okay, these
Crystal
devil
and Ben
horns
Gorman
are not helping his case. I'm sorry.
the former franchise owners, and Brandon Best, one of the new owners. These are our 3 biggest suspects, but they aren't the only ones. I want to address a few other suspects at the very start here. First of all, maybe this is just all the result of, plain old thieves breaking in.
Oh, nah.
What about that possibility?
Hi, I am Chris. I was the previous franchise owner who signed the collection agreement with Brian Mansell.
And I'm Benjamin Gorman. I am the silent partner who's really bad at being silent.
We did have a couple of break-ins at the store. None of Brian's collections were in the police report or stolen during those.
Okay, so the Gormans say emphatically it wasn't thieves, but if that's the case, what about the guy who was arrested? I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Reckless Ben. This is the YouTuber who started it all. With a documentary, I tracked down the thief who stole $200,000 of Lego. Maybe it's the perfect crime. Make a video.
Wait, is he not holding the Legos? Then, oh my god, then does Ben know where it is? Bro is literally holding the Legos.
$200,000 of Lego. Maybe it's the perfect crime. Make a video tracking yourself.
Oh,
Now,
nah.
for our theory, it's worth noting Ben is currently facing a RICO lawsuit by Bricks and Minifigs. He was even targeted with a search warrant for stolen Legos.
So they actually accused him of stealing it.
About possible stolen Legos.
Do you remember when he called Joshua Best? Wait, no. Okay, I got his last name mixed up. Remember when he called Joshua and he was like, "No, fuck you, you stole them."
And on top of that, Reckless Ben was even accused of stealing the Legos by the current franchise owner.
I stole the Legos?
Are you
think of the
here?
theory
That's
was
the exact
Reckless
one.
Ben? He stole the Legos.
It's absurd. We didn't even know Reckless Ben. He
Yeah.
had no interaction, no relation to us, no relation to the store. That doesn't hold any water.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Apologies to the genius cops in Utah who play different.
We play differently here.
But
Ew.
I don't believe that Reckless Ben stole the Lego, mostly because
Hi, Top
he
Fury.
couldn't. He
Hi,
just
Ord.
wasn't there that night, and I don't even think he knew about these Legos. But who does Ben suspect is holding the Legos since he did this whole documentary series?
The guy who runs the entire company, Ammon McNeff, he personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
Does he have
So
the
you guys are holding
Legos?
some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Is that a lie?
No.
That's a lie. You did take the Legos.
No. We have, our attorneys have visited, like, again, so who's like,
Brian Mansell.
okay, and who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never happened.
My name is Ammon McNeff. I am the CEO of the Bricks
There
and
is no
Minifigs
soul
brand.
in his eyes.
So my name's Matt McNeff. I'm the COO of Bricks and Minifigs.
The people you just saw
Matt
are the
McNeff.
McNeff
Oh,
brothers. They
they're
agreed to speak with me
brothers.
to try to clear their name. I asked them, do they have the Legos?
What I can tell you is that we don't have it. We've never had access to them.
It seems to kind of go missing. Parts of it seem to go missing.
Where the fuck are his
On
eyebrows?
November 14th.
Well, and I guess no.
Neither of them
no.
have eyebrows.
Not,
What the
not
heck?
at all. I'm gonna say, you know, like that is not accurate at all. Because
So you think that the collection was in the store at the time or elsewhere?
elsewhere. When you look at Mansell's own words that he reiterated to a podcast last year, he explicitly stated to another podcaster, the sets were moved off-site for security.
The
Wait, they were
collection
moved
will not be stored
off-site?
on-site after hours for security reasons, and after Sunday, the sets will be available for purchase but stored elsewhere.
Now, one
Wait,
thing
so it
that's
was
been
moved.
a big subject of the Bricks and Minifigs kind of story is, hey, there are these off-site locations. Can you address what
Shit.
that is? Is that true?
So the offsite location in the letter that that corporate is referring to is the original press release that we released when we were launching the collection. In that press release, because we had previous break-ins, I specifically
there are thieves.
included the location that after this weekend, those Legos would be stored off-site to deter any future thefts. They were briefly stored off-site after that launch weekend, while I bought safes for
It was
the
a juke.
back room, and then they were moved back into the store.
Okay, so for most of the time, the sets were in the store after y'all got the safes in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so Ammon
Does she have
McNeff
pictures of the
suspects that
safes?
a lot of the Legos weren't there that night. And then on the other hand, we just heard from Crystal and Ben Gorman explaining the off-site story, saying that later they know.
Does he look for receipts? Like, she does need to have receipts of, like, moving them to whatever offsite storage and then bringing them back and buying the safes and everything, right? Because, like, it's nice to hear it from her, but she could be mixing things up too.
no longer use those off-site locations. But what do we really know about the Gormans? They are the former franchise owners after all. I mean, shouldn't we be suspicious of everyone? They're one of our key suspects.
True.
They were
Should
there
be
the night we
suspicious.
lost Brian's collection. They were the creators of the consignment deal after all. And one group in particular is pointing their finger at them very hard. It's the McNeffs who say they were behind on payments.
We started getting calls from the landlord letting us know that Crystal was behind on the lease payments at the location. We had also gotten a couple of notices from some of our vendor partners that bills had not been paid by the store. And so we felt pretty strongly that there was going to be a risk of her just, you know, like attempting to file bankruptcy, doing some of these other types of things, which we've had franchisees do in the past, and that's problematic. So that's why we sent him up there to take some video footage. So we needed to just be prepared if we needed to do a hostile takeover, which, you know, like can happen in franchising where a franchise owner just, you know, kind of tries to steal inventory and do some different things that way.
Okay, so Bricks and Minifig's story is that they were worried about the Gormans skipping town, so they sent Brandon Best as a secret shopper on October 24th, 2024.
What is this guy?
This is weeks before the takeover.
spy?
Brandon takes a video of the store condition in preparation for this handover, but at this point,
Is the video pixelated? I think we're already watching in 4K. Why is it so
Brandon
pixelated?
does not announce himself to Crystal Gorman. Later, though, on November 14th, once again, the same concern about the Gorman stealing or theft was expressed by the McNeffs.
Brandon was trying to make sure that they weren't taking things from the store, and so he was kind of trying to make sure that he wasn't putting things, you know, like hiding things in the back, and that he and while he was watching
So
that,
they straight up already thought she was
grabbing
stealing
stuff from the store and moving it or doing anything along those lines.
On what basis?
He just got a weird feeling about the whole transition.
She took at least one, if not more than one, cartfuls of things out to her car with her coat draped over it.
So yeah, the McNeffs say, look, they don't trust the Gormans. And they explained it, you know, even further. They said, hey,
really?
There's some issues in her past.
Bill really found everything.
She apparently has a retail theft and other criminal like arrests on her record that we were not aware of.
When was that?
I don't know.
How did they become aware of it?
Out,
What the?
by several people online now.
Now look, that's a huge accusation to bring up. And so obviously I wanted to talk to the Gormans about it.
They're like, she has a history of some type of burglary, theft.
Oh my god. Wow.
They have a husky.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Is it all lies? Tell me it's all lies.
Oh. Well, yes.
Well,
you
explain.
know about this.
Explain.
Wait, what?
Yeah, when I was 19 years old.
How long ago is that?
I am 45 now.
Damn.
So this was
like
in
30 years.
1999. This, something that happened 25 years ago, has no reflection and no bearing on what happened in the last 2 years. My management
They're gonna say she stole gum or something.
of the store, what happened the night corporate seized the store, it is another deflection.
It is a cool shirt.
And it infuriates me. You're gonna try to publicly embarrass and shame me for somebody that was manipulated by local police departments when she was pregnant and 19 years old.
Oh my god.
You. That's my response to that. I am so sorry. You're gonna have to blur and cut a lot of this, but that pisses me off. I own what I have done. I own the mistakes that I have made. You cannot intimidate and bully me into backing down when I know that legally and morally I am in the right and I have the evidence to back it up.
She's got evidence. Show us the evidence.
Kind of nasty and personal at this point, and I just wanted to give people kind of their side. But at every turn, I hope you understand, I'm getting contradictory stories, down to if the McNeffs knew about her history in the first place.
Like, they're bringing up something that I told them about.
Wait, you told them?
Was she told them?
They asked.
They said, we had no knowledge of this. The fuck?
Me.
They said they had no idea. They said if we knew, we would have never hired her.
Because we would not have hired her had we known
Oh
this.
my god.
I told them I had a record from when I was 18. There was a family issue.
Oh
and
my
didn't go
god.
into all of the details, but they were like, that's so long ago. We're going to hire you based on who you are now.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. You guys can make up
These
your own mind. My point is,
eyebrowless
one side says up, the other
bitches.
says down, and it gets to the point both sides start hinting that they have photographic proof from the night of November 14th.
Bring out the
that
photographs.
proves the other side is lying. And so I'm like, look,
Bring
at this
out
point,
the
let's
photographs.
stop talking. Show me the Legos.
Where I was told we are 100% have possession of photos that prove that the Gormans are lying. And then you guys are telling me we 100% have possession of photos that prove this side's lying. Who's gonna drop the photos first? I mean, I feel like somebody
What if
just has to, somebody's...
What if the photos are AI generated? Because low key, like that picture of Reckless Ben holding the like that could have fooled me. You know, like what if they just start generating AI photos?
Right here. And after a lot of convincing, both sides agreed to show me the photos, corporate and the Gormans. In fact, I scheduled the calls to do this an hour apart from each other. But let's remember their positions for a second. The Gormans say whatever was left unsold of Brian's collection that was in the
His
store
voice
spreadsheet
behind
was in Salem store
does.
the night of November 14th. Then you have corporate side. They say whatever was left that night was maybe $2,000 to $5,000 of Legos. The rest was either stolen by thieves, the Gormans, or held off site. It was not in that store. And on both sides, there's a lot to lose here, right? You've got the Gormans, who basically have been insinuated to have been stealing. And for Josh and Brandon too, the new franchise owners, there's a lot on the line. I reached out to Josh and he told me, I think her pictures would only show a few sets and minifigs. I replied, so if I can prove that the Lego sets were in the store, that will prove Brandon was lying. Josh replies, if it shows something different, then yes, I will eat my words.
Eat my words!
So the stakes have been established.
His words are worth nothing, though. His words, like, just from Reckless Ben's video, his words mean nothing, so...
Let's see the evidence, starting with
no one
Matt
cares if he
McNeff.
eats his words.
First, he showed me the video, October 24, 2024, for a baseline of how the store looked.
So this is the Salem Kaiser location, is that correct?
Salem Kaiser location, yes.
So is it fair to say I'm seeing quite a few Legos here? I mean, I'm seeing a store of Legos. You'd agree?
There's a good amount of Lego on hand. This isn't what I would say is a well-stocked bricks and minifigs, but it's not.
This isn't well-stocked?
It's not terrible. It's I would say a little below average as far as
Really?
overall stock. So now let's go to November 14th. Can you still see my screen?
Hi,
Yes, sir.
Rotarian and
Okay.
Sale and Dasha.
So November 14th, when Brandon was in there helping.
Wait, this is the day. This is like the big day.
This is the day.
Hold on, I gotta prep myself.
This is the day of the
emotionally for
transfer.
This is a big deal. This is a big. This is D-Day. This is the big moment. This is Brandon takes over the store. This is we don't know where the Legos are after this moment.
We don't know where the Legos are after this moment. And I want to point out again that we've had this for a while. We haven't put this is the first time we've shown this publicly. We've been waiting for our attorneys to give us the approval to say, hey, this is okay now to share.
Okay, that does make sense.
So we'll go through these pictures. This is what Josh saw, or not Josh, sorry, Brandon saw. He took pictures of everything in the store, all the inventory in the store. This is what the shelves look like.
Wait, that's empty.
Compared to what you just saw a moment ago.
What the heck?
Okay,
Where did
so
everything
I'm seeing
go?
a lot less. Just to state the obvious, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like way less.
So yeah, the pictures I was being shown on November 14th, those shelves looked emptier than they did on the day of October 24th. But to be fair to the Gormans, they addressed the empty shelves themselves.
As we get to the very end of this video in particular, right here, you'll see that empty space right here. So this is the retired and certified set section that we have to keep separate from the new in box current sets being sold by Lego. All those empty spaces up there were the sets that we had on display during the day from Brian's collection.
They have to hide
every
it?
night when the store closed, we pulled off and put back into the safe and then put back out in the morning.
So
when
those
they
are
say,
the
"See,
super
there's empty
expensive
space on the
ones.
shelves? Yeah, because we put them in safes at night to keep them safe.
Because we have giant windows.
Yeah, it's an explanation
that does
kind of
make
makes
sense.
given the history of burglary. Now, of course, this is something I had to ask the McNeffs about.
Is this a case of, did y'all see Star Wars sets in the back? Did y'all not see the Star Wars sets in the back? Did he take, not in the back, but specifically in a safe? Like there were a bunch of Star Wars sets in a safe. Did Brandon see those? Has there been talk of those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. My understanding is that he took pictures of everything, and all those photos I showed you of the Star Wars were all the photos, or was literally all the Star Wars inventory in the store.
Yeah, the McNeffs say all of the photos should be with Brandon of all
has
the
the
Star Wars
safes?
items. And to be fair to them, they showed me a lot more pictures and even showed me a spreadsheet of all the Star Wars sets in the store the night Brandon took it over. And it valued to about like $5,000 to $10,000 or so.
That's
But then I had to
still
ask.
more than the
Here's
2 to
another
5,000.
item set.
Okay.
Do you
The heck?
think y'all have all of these?
Very likely.
Okay.
Again, I'd be surprised if we didn't.
But then I couldn't help myself. I started to bring up some of Crystal's photos to see if they matched up.
Have you seen this before?
Not that I recall.
So do you see that?
Yep.
So do you see it's in like some kind of like a safe thing? I don't know if you can see
It
the
is in a
sides there.
safe.
Looks like a bookshelf to me, but sure.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I think the important thing is making sure that all of these are in the inventory for Mansell.
Sure. Sure. That's cool.
So they do have these.
75041.
Oh, and they're all numbered.
Yep.
They have it.
75169.
Is he gonna check every single one from the pictures?
169 I'm not seeing, so there may be... Okay, so there's one that is not on our list.
Let's try
They're
this.
hiding it. That means there's Legos that they have that they didn't put on the freaking spreadsheet. Because they're hiding. They're weaselly little thieves.
10240?
Okay, nope, not seeing that one either.
What about 9493?
3. I don't see that one either. So maybe
How come
those
some
were
of them
locked at
have
the time, and Brandon did not get
4
those pictures.
digits?
All right, that's kind of a problem because the Gormans had over 200 photos of this store. I definitely knew looking at these photos, there's a lot more Legos in the Gormans photos, by quite a lot that Brandon's photos just didn't show. But corporate didn't really see it that way.
But still, in the grand scheme of things, we're not talking, again, 10 times the amount of...
It doesn't matter, though.
I don't know. I haven't shown all the photos yet. I don't know exactly.
Like, unless they go picture by picture, matching the numbers on every single Lego set in the pictures, you can't be like, oh, in the grand scheme of things, like we're just off by like 5,000. We're just off by like 8,000. Like, bro, are you kidding me? It's still thousands. What?
How much?
If there's a calculable figure that we can look at and say, great, this is what was there, I promise you, it's not $100,000 worth of Lego. And so where's the rest of it? He got me. I don't know.
Maybe I'm a little...
That's not the point, though. The point is still that even if it's not $100,000 worth of Legos, you're still doing a shitty business.
Still too in my head about this U-Haul story. You don't think it could have been some
What,
U-Haul
U-Haul?
thing? There's no way.
Oh, yeah, have we talked about the U-Haul yet? We gotta talk about the U-Haul for a second. This is another one of those things that was like really disputed between the two parties.
They accused the U-Haul?
This U-Haul that supposedly was driven up to the store the night of the takeover.
So when Brandon came to the store that night, he was driving a U-Haul truck.
Now, in typical fashion,
He stole it after he kicked them out.
Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to get the keys from Crystal, he was there in a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
It wasn't until after he told me he was taking the keys and locking me out that I really kind of paid attention to the fact that he had a large, not the small, the large U-Haul truck.
So yeah, I just kept
A
hearing
large
about this
U-Haul truck.
Now, why is it significant, U-Haul or not? Well, one, a U-Haul truck can fit a lot of Legos, but the big reason it mattered to me was because I was actually called...
Why did he even have to bring a U-Haul? That doesn't make any sense. Like, what? Is he trying to move stuff out of the store?
By an ex-employee of the Bricks and Minifix store in Eugene, Oregon. Remember, that's the one that Brandon and Josh owned. And he told me something very interesting.
A whistleblower.
I'm a former employee, started in 2024.
Why does the former employee sound like Darth Vader? What the fuck?
And I was working under the old,
Wait, is my audio messed up? What the heck? It sounds super distorted.
And Josh owned. And he told me something very interesting.
I'm a former employee.
Oh, it still sounds weird. What the heck?
Started in 2024. And I was working under the old,
Okay. My bad. Whoops. okay. That makes sense. For a second, I thought my audio thing was like messed up.
What store was this? Bricks and Minifigs where? Okay, now what did you see that made you want to talk to me?
Blow the whistle.
I saw Breakfast Ben's YouTube video about the sales for closing down because when I was talking to my co-workers about the situation about the sales.
The employees know.
And we were told through other employees that it was just a bad area to work in. It was like haunted.
Haunted?
But after seeing the video of Breakfast Ben, he exposed them, and it makes a lot more sense with what we dealt with Brandon and Josh. Like, oh, Crystal stole Lego sets and bolted out of the country.
What the fuck?
Who says that?
Brandon does.
So Brandon lied to all of his employees and told them that the former Lego store owner, Crystal, stole Mansell's collection and left the country.
When he was dropping off all the Lego sets to us that night.
He dropped off the Lego! That means they took it! So the employees literally experienced Brandon taking the Legos from Crystal store and dropping them off at the Eugene location.
A bunch of used Lego sets that were like saran wrap. They had Star Wars CD. Just a lot of stuff. It was like in a medium-sized U-Haul truck.
Wait. They brought a U-Haul truck.
He did have a fucking U-Haul.
And to Eugene, and it had a bunch of Star Wars sets on it?
Yeah, Star Wars sets, like everything. A bunch of used stuff too.
Wait, when and was this when they took over the store from Crystal?
What was the date?
I believe so, yes. Yes, because he said that Crystal stole Legos and left the country.
While he has a U-Haul of Legos?
Who's the thief? Who's really the thief?
And he said, we're just going to hold on to this stuff until corporate tells us where we have to distribute it.
Did they even distribute it?
Well, it would make more sense if we could take it because we're kind of struggling with, the product we put on the shelves.
Oh my gosh. We really got to find out. Was there a U-Haul that...
So he took Crystal's Legos because his own store was struggling.
Night or not?
With
because
product.
Everybody's disagreeing about it. This Eugene, Oregon guy says, oh yeah, a U-Haul showed up with Star Wars sets in it. Brandon was talking about the Salem store. You've got Matt McNeff saying there was no U-Haul there. It was a rental car. You've got Crystal saying, yeah, I thought it was really weird. There was a U-Haul truck there. So I told the McNeffs, I really got to find out what the truth is here.
If you know anything about it, let me know, because that's just something I heard.
They're just gonna lie.
I do, and it has nothing to do with the Salem store.
Of course.
Well, at least not at the the Salem store in the way that it is there. Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to get the keys from Crystal, he was there in a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
So when there was the handoff, there wasn't a U-Haul, it was a rental car.
Correct. He was there in a rental car.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do they not have CCTV around here? Like, just look at the fucking CCTV. Because I thought every store has a CCTV that covers their parking lot at least.
Okay.
And I think any of the, like, if you were to look at the footage, the ring cameras, all that stuff,
they do have
you
footage.
won't see a U-Haul sitting anywhere in the parking lot.
So after hearing all of this, I realized, look, I just got to find the evidence. So I start sifting through these photos I have, right? I realize I have a parking lot photo. I check it. No U-Haul, just a red truck out there. I check another photo where you can see the window, but the problem is it's night outside, so you can't see. And so I'm looking at everything I can, and there's just nothing, And I have this alternate angle. I'm looking at that, and then, wait a minute. Zoom in on that photo. Bring up the brightness of this photo a little bit, and...
It's there! He found it!
There's a U-Haul
in
the parking...
So these bitches just be lying in 4K.
...lot right outside of the store the night of November 14th, 2024. This is something that Matt said he had seen footage of, and it couldn't be true.
And again, I believe I have seen footage from that night that shows clearly out into the parking lot, and there's no U-Haul.
After seeing this, I said, I really have...
Would you even be able to take anything else he says? Like, even if he starts telling the truth at some point, like, how do you believe him? He just lies about things that are legit caught on camera.
...to make a call, and that's when the story changed.
So last night, I talked with Matt McNeff. I brought up this question of the U-Haul. He told me emphatically there was no U-Haul. Y'all came to me this morning and you said, hey, we looked into it. There actually was a U-Haul there that night. Can you clear up what that's about?
So there's actually two different things that are going on here, just to help you understand. And I don't know if you want this particularly not on the record, but we do know of a disgruntled former employee.
Oh, now the employee is disgruntled.
That back on the 24th of October, there was a U-Haul that went to a storage unit in Salem for another previous franchisee, for a different situation that we had just, gone through some things, and he had a.
He's like coming up with this bullshit on the spot. I wouldn't trust it if he told me the sky was blue. Same. Like, isn't it pretty obvious that he's making this bullshit up as it comes out of his mouth?
Previously, hey, I have some inventory that I didn't turn over that I was supposed to. It's at this storage location.
Lying like a toddler. Yeah, lying like a toddler. Exactly.
And so Brandon was sent on that
This is the bad guy.
To pick up with a U-Haul.
Like, what? How does this make any sense? He's saying all of a sudden, right? Oh yeah, that U-Haul has nothing to do with anything. It's actually this this mystery other disgruntled employee who was handling this mystery other franchise project also in Salem. Like, bro, are you serious?
Inventory that then he moved down, but that was October 24th.
So when we're talking about this ex-employee, you're saying they are conflating the October 24th event of the U-Haul coming up to Eugene with Legos with some time after November 14th, after the store takeover. Is that correct? Am I understanding that?
Like, that doesn't make any sense either, because the pictures were from the picture where he zoomed in on the U-Haul, that was from when the store was taken over. So how does that make any sense?
Yes.
Like, you see him literally trying to do the shitty math in his head. He's like looking around and shit. Like, does that make sense? Can I lie about this? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna lie about this.
So this is now kind of a strange story. Corporate
Bruh.
is saying there was a U-Haul at the Eugene store dropping off Lego, but that was from a different night, different collection. The CEO says Brandon showed up to Salem on October 24th for his secret shopper job with Crystal, and separately, he also was getting a different collection of Legos that also included Star Wars, and that's
Why is this
what he
Brandon
brought to
Best guy
Eugene store,
doing
and the
everything
former
under the
employee
sun?
is remembering. Then, weeks later, on November 14th, Brandon supposedly shows up again with a U-Haul, but the reason isn't for hauling Legos.
Brandon flew in to Eugene that night. At midnight. So flew from Utah on the 13th, but landed in Oregon on like midnight of the 14th. Went and got a rental truck, and then went and stayed at a trailer that had previously been moved up there in anticipation of, like, meaning like a camper trailer, in anticipation of the potential hostile takeover previously.
Is that why he had a U-Haul? Is that the reason he had a U-Haul, was for this camper, or what's going on with the
Yes. So then what happens is he takes his rental vehicle truck, and he tries to connect the trailer, the camping trailer, to that truck, and it's not rated for that particular weight, and he realized, oh crap. He called around and found that U-Haul had a rating for like one of their box trucks, and so he grabbed that.
Yeah, so he went from saying there was no U-Haul, the employee got it wrong, that was in October, to, okay, no, there was a U-Haul because his trailer wouldn't attach to the rental car.
Went and got it at 10 a.m. on the 14th, and so he then went and hooked that trailer up to the camping trailer, to a U-Haul, drove that trailer down to another location where he could set up the camping trailer in Salem, dropped off the camper trailer, and then he arrived in a U-Haul to the Salem store.
So there is a fucking U-Haul.
Went in, said hi to Crystal, and then as she was leaving, the door shuts, and so he locks it, calls the locksmith. Takes him a while to finish up the changing
How
of
long
the
is
lock.
this guy is out of breath from all the lies. Like, he's lying so much that he is literally out of breath. I don't know if you guys could hear it.
Brandon at this point is pretty exhausted, so and he has
Not
an
as
hour
exhausted
drive
as you.
back to Eugene to drop off the rental truck. So he drops it off at midnight or 1 o'clock, something like that. Grabs the rental truck and then heads back up to the camper trailer in Salem. And then, probably gets in at around 2 or 3 in the morning, spends a couple of, that's a little bit of sleep before he has to head back to the store at 9 a.m. before the other employees get there. The timeline that is trying to be portrayed just makes absolutely zero sense.
Okay.
He's not hearing, like, I cannot take this guy seriously. He just spun, like, a completely random timeline out of his ass, and he goes, okay, but, like, what you guys said makes no sense. Are we all seeing the same thing here? Like, I hope he watched this Coffeezilla video after and, like, kicked himself for being this fucking dumb.
So I asked, obviously, for documentation of all of this from Brandon, and here's what I got. First, the U-Haul contract on November 14th. This checks out what we already know. Then I got sent a photo, the last one Brandon took in the Salem store, dated 9:44 p.m., where you can see what looks like the inside of a bird cage that the Gormans had. And lastly, I was sent a photo Brandon took of the mileage in the U-Haul as he dropped it back off at the rental place on November 15th, 12:41 a.m. Now, the time gap there is about 3 hours between the last photo in Salem to dropping the U-Haul off, which is a bit of a problem for our timeline.
Yeah, it took like 4 hours. I mean, I worked till like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta get up early for, my other job.
You moved 4 hours of Legos out of this truck.
4 hours of Legos?
All right. So
that's a shit ton of
Legos. This
Legos.
U-Haul thing is, the timeline just doesn't fit, to be honest. If it took 4 hours to unload, you can't also drive to another city, load and unload and drop off the U-Haul in that time. But still, even if this is true, it's pretty weird. And it's one of the most bizarre stories I've ever heard, to have a U-Haul thing back to back. One of the times you're picking up Legos, the other time you're not, you're taking a camper. Nevertheless, without more...
True, somebody should force Ammon to retell the entire explanation he told Coffeezilla. Because if he can't, then it's not fucking true.
For proof, we kind of have to move on to another theory of how to find these missing Lego. This time, let's take the photographs that we have and reconstruct what was in the night on November 14th. Remember, that's the moment we lost the Lego. And this time, we're going to combine it with two more things. First, from corporate, I got the point of sale records from the Salem store from 2023 to 2024. And secondly, from Crystal Gorman, I got her internal records of Brian's inventory of what was sold or not in order to pay him and keep track of prices. Now, before we piece things together, I need to address something. At the beginning of this story, you saw the social post saying this collection was worth $200,000. That's what everyone knows this story as, the $200,000 Lego collection. But sadly, that post was entirely wrong. In Crystal Gorman's inventory, which has a high and low estimate value of these various Lego items, the real estimated value is about $107,000. They give high estimates and low estimates, but that's right there in the middle. And for simplicity, I'll just be using averages and estimates here, but understand that—
So it's worth about 100K, which is still a lot of money. I hate liars too. Also, hello, Bite Me. Welcome back.
You know, these numbers are not firm, given that they're unsold Legos. It's just rough possibilities. But the point is, it's worth nowhere near $200,000. And Reckless Ben, the one who made the original video covering this, said that surprised him.
Yeah, I mean, this entire time, literally every single person's been telling me there were $200,000. Like, that's how much, like, you could sell all these sets for.
I don't think you can say that Ben was lying, though, because he didn't know. Like, there's a difference between knowing it's not 200K and still saying it's 200K versus, like, I think Ben literally just thought it was 200K.
The original assessment of about $200,000 was going up to his father's house and looking in 3 different rooms with all the sets. It was before I'd actually gone through and had set numbers and done an actual like evaluation. I looked at it and went based on as things progressed and as I started to delve more into the actual inventory
was pretty reckless about
and evaluating it, that number changed. But we put out the press release well in advance of the event itself, so that press release went out before I had those full numbers. So we went, this is a nice even number that will grab attention and bring people into the store, so we went with that.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, to believe that is accurate at the high end. Like, it was one of those things where when she was looking through and going, well, it says this and it says this.
Silent partner who sucks at staying silent.
Like, you don't think even at the high end?
You haven't actually seen the spreadsheet.
No, I haven't.
You might want to cut that part out because he hasn't actually seen the inventory sheet.
Didn't cut it out.
The spreadsheet says about from between 85,000 to 120 something thousand. In the midpoint about 107 or something like that of what was inventory. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
So Crystal is admitting that they put out a press release they put out a press release early and the number in it didn't end up being accurate. But they never clarified that to the public though, you know, so again.
Yeah, so this has been a really big
too sure
point
how I
of
feel about that.
misinformation to clear up because if we're ever going to find the missing Lego, we need to start with the right number, the right value.
Yeah.
It's
You need
about
the right
$107,000.
number.
Now, between 2023 and 2024, the Gormans record sales of about $24,000 of Brian's collection in their
Okay.
inventory tracking list. And of those sales, Brian was entitled to about 65 to 70% of it. He was paid $17,000, which roughly tracks with that. Which means
That
on
does
November
count.
14th, the big night, the remaining amount of Brian's collection that should have been in there is about $82,000. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realize this is a very different number than corporate provided, who found
Yeah.
only $2,000 to $5,000
$2,000 to
of it
$5,000 my
linked to
fucking
Brian.
ass.
And later they said they only found $13,000 to $15,000 in total Lego Star Wars.
So you're talking maybe $11,000 to $15,000 total Star Wars, and that's all Star Wars inventory in the whole store.
So that's corporate side of the story, but I didn't want to take their word for it. So I
Yeah,
went
don't.
through Crystal's photos myself, which she shared with me, and hired people to go through and hand tag the Star Wars Legos that were in these photos. We looked through over 200 plus photos, multiple videos, and matched what we saw with Brian's collection. In the end, I ended up with about $21,000 of
Oh.
Legos, matching
So there's
Brian's
still-
collection that can be
Wait,
proven
what? That doesn't
to
add
be
up.
in the store on the night of November 14th. Now, to state
Where's
the
the
obvious,
rest?
that's about 3 to 5 times what corporate estimated, at least on their press release. Now, yes, there are inherent errors in these estimates. Maybe we picked up some Lego that matched Brian's collection, but wasn't Brian's. But even though this is a bigger number than corporate said, I have to admit, even with pretty generous assumptions being made, there's still a huge gap of
Yeah.
about
Still
$61,000
$60K
here
worth of
that I just
Legos.
couldn't find. But then I learned Brian had made a special side deal with M&R Productions, who had recently purchased
Brian?
some Legos from him. And this is where it starts to get messy. So these are the pictures that M&R Productions sent me, looking at the Lego that Brian sold him. This was stuff reportedly in storage, and it's interesting because of an early inventory list, which had a column called Location that Crystal used. And it listed a lot of the Star Wars items as being located in what they called storage. Now, previously I was told that all of the stuff in storage was put back in the store, but there's a bunch that's on this list that I can't find in the store that seem to appear in these pictures. Now, I've been assured, by the way, that most of these Legos were not part of the inventory spreadsheet. They were never given to Bricks and Minifigs. This is a separate part of the collection, but I did a check, and 100% of the items that match the Brian collection inventory just so happen to be listed with a location of storage. So
means
this starts to
is
make things
Crystal lying?
incredibly fuzzy, and I'm inclined to believe that a lot of these are part of that same inventory list. Now, if we take that value of the side deal, that's about $10,000 to $20,000 that's not actually missing. Now, it was at this point I started looking more at the point of sales records. I realized maybe...
Wait, so that is pretty confusing. So it seems like is the Brian side deal part of the 100K worth of Legos? Or is the Brian side deal like other Legos he had that's not part of the 100K deal he had with Bricks and Minifigs?
we could find some of this missing Lego there
Oh, it's
too.
part of it?
So this is from the Salem
Because what Coffeezilla is saying is that Crystal told him, no, those were not part of my spreadsheet. They're not part of the deal with Bricks and Minifigs. But he found them in her spreadsheet. That means it was. Either Crystal's lying or Crystal got confused. Oops.
is entered when someone does a sale, and it's everything from September 2023 to November 2024 of Star Wars anything. And by the way, before we continue, yes, this was all a lot of work. If you want to, please support us on Patreon.
Oh, 'cause he
That's
sold them
how this show
himself.
gets made. But anyways, according to those records, about $51,000 in sales went through during this time period in a way that matched Brian Mansell's collection. Now, that really worried me because Crystal's inventory list showed only $24,000 in sales for Brian, and Brian was only paid for that amount, But suddenly, I remembered back to a time when I spoke to Crystal, and I asked how much was sold prior to the takeover.
Which is something similar from what you told me, Crystal.
Yeah.
You told me, hey, it was about 50-something thousand.
Yeah.
But Brian was only paid 17,000.
Okay.
And it should have been about double that. And I'm just trying to make sense of that, given that everyone's accusing each other of theft right now. You understand?
I mean, without seeing any of those records, without seeing those individual tickets, I can't answer that any better.
Okay, this is kind of a problem. The math ain't math in here. 65 to 70% of 50,000 is almost double what we believe Brian was paid. And digging into the details, it turns out a lot of these sales come from what Crystal's spreadsheet actually categorizes as layaways, meaning they were marked as having been sold, but layaways are when someone puts a down payment on an item and later pays it off. But the problem was there were a lot of these, worth about $20,000 in layaway, and that felt a little strange to me. And because of that, I asked Josh Johnson, the incoming owner, and he responded, quote, there were 2 to 3...
Isn't layaway a terrible idea? Because so somebody puts in, like, if a set is worth $1,000, they pay like a deposit, like what, I don't know, $200, and they can just take it home. What about the other $800? Like, what if they just never pay it and then you're just out the Legos?
Items on layaway when they took over.
So on the list,
oh, they don't take it home.
On the inventory list.
Okay.
Do you know about how many layaways?
I haven't gone through and done a count, but I know it was vastly more.
Is paying to hold
than
it in reserve?
It was about 98.
That makes sense.
So the only way layaways would make sense is if the deposit is like non-refundable. Like if you deposit on it, then you need to have like full intention to purchase it in full, right? So if you put a layaway on it, it only makes sense for the store to keep holding it if you can't refund the deposit. That way you know they're locked in to like actually buy it, and you give them like a specific amount of time to pay it off. That should be how it works, right? I think that makes sense. So doesn't that mean Brian should get the money from those deposits as well? Or no? Actually, since that's a store thing, I don't know if Brian will get the money from those deposits.
So there were about $15,000 to $25,000 worth of sets on layaway.
Okay.
Like a pre-order?
That's just the part that's surprising. That's the part that I can't get my head around. I go, how could, let me just be really honest. I don't believe there was that much layaway. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. How could there be that much layaway? I don't know. It's like.
Why is she nodding? He's telling her that she can't be. She can't be right.
Because I was talking to some people about bricks and minifigs. They go, yeah, there's some layaway. There's not that much layaway. I talked to people who were neutral, kind of on corporate side, but also people who were just normal bricks and minifigs people. They say there's not that much layaway. Help me understand why there's $20,000 worth of layaway here.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. If you talk to other bricks and minifigs locations, layaway is extremely rare. I think outside of the Brian's collection,
Okay, good. I'm not crazy here. So then why was there so much layaway there?
No, absolutely not. Outside of Brian's collection, I think at the time we maybe had 2 used sets on layaway outside of his collection.
Okay.
It was not a common thing traditionally. I don't know that we'd ever done layaway before the collection came in. With Brian's collection, it was a little bit different because so much of this collection were new in box, all in one place, reasonably priced, and a lot of the harder to find items. And so customers would come in and put, I'm gonna guess probably half of those layaway items were not gonna be sold to the person who took them on layaway.
Wait, why'd you let them then?
That would put them on layaway and then change their mind. So this was something like, somebody would come in and want 10 different sets, but only be able to buy 1. Can I put the rest of those on layaway so you don't sell them? I'll pay $10 to put these sets on layaway. Traditionally,
only 10
with layaway,
bucks?
we would ask for 10% down. They'd have 30 days to make their next payment, or we'd refund the layaway amount and then put it back on the
They
shelf.
refund the layaway? That makes no
Because this
sense.
collection was the collection it was.
They don't make any money if they refund it.
And I wanted to give these people the opportunity to, sorry, dogs, to get these sets. We were a lot more generous with how long and the amount of payments that people could make towards the layaway. So a lot of these, we had several of them. I think one of the Ewok villages, we put on layaway 4 different times, and then it came off of layaway and back on layaway and then off and then sold. So a lot of these would have gone on and off of layaway. And
like, I get that she was trying to be nice to her customers, but that's not responsible to do with somebody else's fucking Legos. Like, if she owned all the inventory and she wanted to do that, go right on ahead. But yeah, it's like, the intention no longer matters because it's not her stuff to do it with. Because, like, that's so easy to get things mixed up. Like, especially if she has employees, right? Like, if employees fuck up here and there and she doesn't know about it, or she does know about it, it's just really hard to keep everything in order. And again, like, not good to do with somebody else's Legos.
Then back out on the shelf, just depending on the person who was putting it on layaway. That was completely unique to this collection.
So look, I'll be honest, I don't trust Josh Johnson, but something is weird here.
So a lot of these are, see, like, look at this, like, so like it says POS final sale price, but it's listed as a layaway, but it's sold for $5.99.
Yeah,
because it matches with the store sale price.
Okay.
So were they on layaway? Were they actually?
Yeah, if they paid the full price, then it shouldn't be listed as a layaway anymore.
Accidentally marked layaway on the spreadsheet. What's going on there?
I mean, without seeing the actual sales ticket and seeing what else, like, what items were sold together, what else was sold with it, I can't actually see the sales ticket. We had several layaway items in which customers were putting multiple things on layaway, paying for most of one item, and then, or they were buying, 8 different things together, and then putting all of them on layaway and making payments on multiple items at the same time.
Okay, but that still doesn't make sense. Like, she's saying that, I don't know, like, it's way too much of a coinkydink for her to say that people were putting multiple items on layaway, buying a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and for it to match up perfectly with the price listed for that full set. Like, it just does not make any sense, I think. Hi, Chili. Yeah, it like, people don't have any consequences for putting a million things on layaway, and it prevents someone, like, I understand that she's wanting to make it easier for people to purchase these sets, but if people are putting a million things on layaway, then she is actually preventing an actual customer from having access to those sets. So this is just all around dumb business move, I think.
Our Ewok village was one of
also crispy. I think people can maybe do that online too. I don't know.
Those cases. At some point, he had, I think, like 8 or 9 different items on layaway. So they'd come in and make a payment for a bulk payment. I've got 800 things on layaway. I'm going to make $100 on my payment. One customer in particular would do that, and then when he'd gotten up high enough to pay for one set, we'd pull that set out, mark it as sold. So without seeing the actual tickets and my layaway records, I cannot answer a question any clearer than that.
But I even found more
merch on layaway
than that in this POS data. I also found about $10,000 in sales that match Brian's collection that were not marked as sold under this inventory spreadsheet.
Some of our things that were not found were explained by the POS system because they were found in the POS system as being sold. So, like, they weren't marked on the spreadsheet, but they were marked as sold via the POS system.
Okay, so they sold it and didn't pay him.
$10,000 worth of Lego that basically were matched.
Huh. See, and I don't know.
Exactly.
Take anything happening from, let's see, sorry, I'm trying to do math here. I don't know without being able to see all of the records there is a possibility that the consignments were ended when I wasn't at work, and I just didn't go through and pull them up. They didn't get put in the consignment ticket. I hadn't gone through those consignments
Yeah, so she
in a
fucked up.
couple of months. I hadn't gone through the inventory in the back room in a couple of months. So it is entirely possible there were sales that were finished that I never clocked as being finished.
But $10,000 worth of those sales? Like, come on. No, okay, I don't think she's a bad person, and I think that I think they are nowhere near as bad as Bricks and Minifigs, especially in the way that they're going about it. But like, that's a lot to fuck up. Again, on somebody else's products.
I don't know that without going through and actually seeing it.
But you're saying it's possible stuff was sold, not updated on this inventory list.
It's entirely possible
But I'm not saying that she intended to scam Brian, because as it was shown in the CCTV footage, when Brandon came to take over her store, she was saying, she's like, hey, I still need these tickets so that I can pay Brandon. So I can pay Brian. So I don't think she like intended to scam him at all, but like definitely missing $10,000 worth of payments is like not very good.
Stuff did not get updated on my spreadsheet. I'm not going to sit here and claim it's not possible. It's possible I missed things.
So where does this leave us? I know some people are jumping to conclusions here, but I must remind you that on the night of November 14th, 2024, Crystal Gorman was concerned about Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
He has not been paid his
This is the footage
yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
Yeah, so this is why I think she had no intention of actually scamming him. She was just behind on her work.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. Brandon will take, it's taking on the business, he takes on all that outside there.
So obviously, one could see that and say she was intending to reconcile with Brian. Maybe she hadn't gotten around to it. And of course, corporate will probably take a more cynical view of what she's doing by printing these receipts. But the point is, regardless of whose side you're on, I think we can all agree there's a lot of weird stuff here on all sides. Abnormal stuff. Sure, maybe you can chalk some of this up to bad record keeping between the U-Haul, the layaways, the $20,000 in Lego sets that corporate called $2,000 to $5,000 that was there that night, the off-book deals. But even if we can't like fully know 100%, what these weird things were about, I think they tell a story of what actually happened to Brian's collection. In a way, multiple people, I think, are kind of right, kind of wrong. The Gormans were correct that more of that collection was there that night of the takeover than previously thought. But corporate also alleged that some of it was offsite, and that appears to be partly true, although some of that is disputed, and it looks like, way more of the collection was sold and layawayed than Brian was paid for. But all in all, there's a lot less missing than many people think, especially if your starting number is $200,000. I estimated, and I must emphasize, estimated with bad records, that there's only about $10,000 to $20,000 in Lego that isn't explained by one of these sources. This isn't to say Brian's been fully...
In the scope of 100K, 10,000 is not the mostest. It's still a lot, though. Still needs to be found.
...compensated. Much of this, Brian wasn't paid for that I know of. So I estimate he's still out about $50,000 to $83,000 for Lego he wasn't compensated for. And I think, honestly, that's something that Bricks and Minifigs obviously should handle and make right. Regardless of what a franchisee does, the new one, the old one, the company behind it must stand behind their product, their service, and I can't imagine a better example of a company doing the opposite. Unfortunately, Bricks and Minifigs has chosen to deflect and dodge responsibility at most opportunities and created a really awful customer experience that has snowballed into this crazy series
I think
of
Brandon
events.
stole it.
But instead of taking accountability for that, they've taken an aggressive legal strategy, which I told them personally was a horrible idea. As of writing this, Brian Mansell
This is such a goofy picture of Brian. I love it.
Sued for $1.3 million as part of a legal campaign against him and Reckless Ben and any of the associates. Remember, Brian is the same guy who lost all these Legos at Bricks and Minifigs store. And I told the CEO and COO that's ridiculous, and they should drop this. Look, mistakes have been made by plenty of people here, but there's a lot more people who have inflicted
what about the cops?
the likes of which we've rarely seen.
What about the fucking cops?
The worst possible path at every fork in the road. No pun intended. But the best path to making things right, in my view, is by just making Brian whole and moving on. Drop the aggressive legal strategy. You are a Lego store at the end of the day. You are supposed to be about fun, not about a rerun of Suits. But anyways, that's my investigation. Those are my closing thoughts. And I knew I wanted to approach everyone involved in this whole story with my results and see what they thought to close things out. Does all that make sense to you? Because I'm showing everyone in this story and saying, hey,
the thing
are any of these numbers blowing your mind, or is any of this crazy to you?
No, it's not crazy. But what's crazy, again, like all the photo evidence that both sides have points to there being, sure, $20,000 worth of Lego in the of Star Wars Lego in the store that night, right? I don't know, man. I'm just like.
What is he not getting about the fact that $20,000 worth of Brian's Legos were in the store and he's saying, oh, maybe 2,000 to 5,000 is Brian's? Like, what is not getting through his thick ass skull?
People understand
about why people are mad at him.
Maybe why there was some confusion and why there was some hesitation when somebody comes in and says, hey, you owe me $60,000 worth of product and Lego, and we go, we don't even know who you are. Like, yeah, Crystal mentioned something about consignment on her way out the door. And we go, sure, we'll get that figured out. But then the guy just walks in and demands $60,000 worth of Lego? Like,
because that's what he's owed.
Like, what am I supposed to do other than say, cool, show me, can you show me the proof?
The problem is there's so much of a dispute on the timeline, and this is what's going to make this story so hard to tell, is like,
why is he acting like people should be understanding towards him about that? Like, you're the ones who should have had the proof. Why is it on Brian to show him the proof? He has the contract is the proof. What other proof does he need? Like, what is he talking about? He's such a disgusting person. Yeah, all the lying made his eyebrows fall out. Exactly. They're worth $400 million? And they're acting like, oh no, 60K. However will I afford that? The fuck? Yeah, and they've ruined their entire reputation. They're never bouncing back from this, and they shouldn't. They should go straight into the shitter with what they've done. They made him sound like a thug too. I'm sure he came in much more recent. Exactly. Like Brian meant, look at this guy. Oops.
There's so many other than.
Where is he? Where's the picture? Yeah. Does this guy look like a thug to you? Does this guy look like he just barges into the building and goes, give me my 60K worth of Legos, or give me my $60,000? No, he went in there, said he was owed Legos because he was. Oh my god, I hate this guy so much. Why is he trying to act like the victim? Also, what is this face?
They tried it, they were basically met with like unreasonable requests, things like that. So
verification? Documentation? Is that unreasonable, do you think?
Yes, because you should have had it, first of all. And you have the contract too.
Well, I think they would say they provided the documentation, and you guys say you need more documentation. So, I mean, that's kind of the...
Right. A spread, like, I understand a spreadsheet and a contract are a good start.
Yeah.
They had that.
Yeah, but we never got that. That was never sent to us at corporate, by the way.
Y'all don't have the... Y'all do have the spreadsheet, though, yeah? Y'all have the spreadsheet.
That was shared online, but months after we asked for it.
It says it's... I'm so confused. It says... I'm on the file right now. It says storage used, owned by BAM Franchising Inc. Owner Salem.or bricksandminifigs.com.
They literally own the spreadsheet.
It says owner Salem.or at bricksandminifigs.com. That's you guys.
Wow.
It says owned by BAM Franchising Inc. It says created September 6th,
They literally own the fucking spreadsheet.
And when I look at it, this is the Mansell
He's
list.
so adamant too that he didn't even know about it.
This would have been created under, like, so we we have the.
Take a deep
y'all
breath.
Definitely have this.
Spin
Y'all
up
have
some more
access to
lies.
Well,
Hi, Toshi.
I had no idea. Like, so if this is the
it's
first
right-
that
it's right here,
anybody
right
has
here.
shown me that a spreadsheet was created using like bricks and minifigs Salem, like, and all of this stuff was archived. This is the first I've seen.
Like, he's acting so appalled. He's like, this is the first I've ever seen of this. Like that's anybody else's fault. This could have all been resolved if they let Crystal hand over the store properly instead of booting her out without even like giving her a chance to explain anything.
That this spreadsheet was created by Crystal, and we don't know how accurate it is, how up to date it was. We don't know a lot of those types of things, and understand. I appreciate you sharing this with us because we had no idea. Again, you don't know what you don't know, and you can't, like, we don't know everything, and we don't go, like, looking in every nook and cranny everywhere, like, we just don't know some of those things. So if that's there, we can now have our team go look for that.
When it comes right down to
If
it,
that's
they're
there.
going to have to make a judgment
They
call.
wanted to steal the sets. I do believe that is the intention. Like, I think they knew they were conducting business badly, and rather than like rectify it, they were just like, you know what? Like, what's he gonna do about it? They were just like, what's he gonna do about it? Let's just bully him until he gives up. And like, I don't know if it's about stealing really. I think it's more so just they didn't want to deal with it, and they didn't care that this guy was gonna lose everything for it. So they just bullied him into submission by threatening legal action.
And say, who's telling the truth? The people who were taking all the pictures, and say, and we couldn't take
Yeah, they
pictures
just
of
thought they would
everything the night
get
of,
away with it,
but
basically.
we're being honest consistently, and the people who are saying, there was $5,000 there. Really? Like, that makes no sense. We've got the evidence, and yes, there's a discrepancy. We acknowledge we did not take pictures of everything, but does that mean that the discrepancy is, oh, and therefore these missing, percentage, whatever that would be, 5%, is some magical other place? Or it was sitting there in the store and we didn't get pictures of it.
If I messed up on my record keeping, I will take accountability for that. It's possible. If my staff...
Okay, let's not go with it's possible. It happened. You did mess up.
Didn't draw attention that consignments had left out, so I moved them to the thing.
I know.
Any of that, I will take accountability to that. I am more than willing to do that. I need BAM to show me those tickets.
As they promised to do.
I will sit down with Brian and talk this over and figure out what we missed and where it was missed and how it was missed and make that right with him.
I mean, that's new information no one's ever found out, so that's like awesome. They're gonna lose hundreds of millions of dollars because of their own wrongdoing. They're literally gonna destroy their entire company because they're this stubborn over maybe $20,000 worth of Lego.
Sure, I'll be keeping you in the loop with what
Nice. I'm excited.
Wait, Ben, I think I saw an update that Ben is not allowed to say the words bricks and minifigs anymore. Is that true? I don't remember where I saw that from, but poor guy.
It was good work. My other final thoughts is, dude, you solved it, dude. That's awesome.
He found it. Didn't he say there's about 10 to 15,000 worth of Legos that he hasn't found? As of the making of this video, Brandon Best and Josh Johnson are no longer working at Bricks and Minifigs. Bricks and Minifigs is suing Brian Mansell and Reckless. Whoa, they're suing Brian too? I thought they were just suing Ben. What do you mean they're suing? What are they suing Brian for? Huh? Are you kidding? They're saying Brian hired... Oh my god. Okay, first of all, if they watched the videos, they should have known that not a single person in the world besides Reckless Ben could have come up with the things that Reckless Ben did. Oh. That's so disgusting, I can't even. I think he's just being safe to not threaten the GoFundMe and lawsuit stuff. So is the GoFundMe still up or is it gone? Because I heard somebody say that the GoFundMe's gone as well. Wait. The 𝓬𝓪𝓰 are suing Bricks and Minifigs. The lawsuit claims Brian's collection had an original aggregate value of around $250,000. That doesn't make any sense. The 𝓬𝓪𝓰 said that the value was $107,000. Where did the extra $150,000 come from? Oh, it's still up. Okay. I hope the money from the GoFundMe makes it to Mansell. And I hope that Ben actually makes some money out of this, because first of all, the police like pointing guns at him and his crew, that was just insane. That was literally insane. And I think, was it Utah or Oregon? I think the government of wherever that is needs to like pay a big ass fine to Ben, because like that is so fucking scary, having guns pointed at you. Yeah, that happened in the previous... So if you watch the previous VOD, my previous... I don't know when it was, but I reacted to the first part of this whole drama. The funds are kind of in danger too. That's why Ben can't release his part 3, or... The GoFundMe funds are in danger? When is it going to be paid out? Can the funds be paid out and then he talk about it? The video info probably came after the lawsuit was filed. Oh, okay, so... But then that means the 𝓬𝓪𝓰's lawsuit is also wrong. Because the 𝓬𝓪𝓰s are saying in the lawsuit that it's worth $250,000. Ben has serious stalking charges. Okay, that's true. He was... I think he was definitely stalking. Like, let's be real here. He was harassing, and he was stalking. And he was overall being a menace. But I still think it's nowhere near what the police did to him, you know? This whole situation basically, like, there's gonna be a Netflix documentary that comes out about this. There definitely will be. Coffeezilla's production of this whole video was super good. Like, the effects and everything, the animations that he had, all very, very good. What else can you do when the law isn't being enforced? Like, yes, I agree with most of what Ben did, but I think if we're being real about it, he did break the law. The Utah whatever police, yeah, they need to be investigated. Like, those cops need to be fired and fined. Coffeezilla unearthed info that nobody knows, so everyone should update their lawsuits. That's true. Everybody should update their lawsuits, because I think the 𝓬𝓪𝓰 saying that Brian's collection was worth $250,000 is not true, and that only hurts their case. And regardless, Bricks and Minifigs needs to pay Brian instead of suing him for $1 million. That's insane. Well, thank you, Mr. Coffeezilla. That was very informative. He's got this endless list of credits. Holy moly. How many people worked on this? That's crazy. Thank you, Chase, for being here. I think those are all his his Patreon backers. Wait, does he fund his videos with Patreon? Man, okay, well I hope it pays off for him. If you like hearing a more legal perspective on all this, I recommend Legal Mindset's videos. I've tried to watch Legal Mindset videos before, but I don't understand them. it's too much official language for Ina. I don't understand it. I've tried to watch them before on like different cases, I think, but nope, it all flies over my head. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. That was a very informative video by Coffeezilla. Thank you for the recommendation. If there's any more updates on the case, I'll watch those too. But tomorrow I'll be streaming at 5, and I have a collab at 6. So I'll be streaming yapping with you guys before the collab. And I'll be playing 𝓬𝓸𝓷𝓽𝓮 for the first time. And I don't think I can share who the collab participants are. I'm not hosting. I am part of the collab. But yeah, I've never played 𝓬𝓸𝓷𝓽𝓮 before. I feel like I'm gonna suck. But it seems so funny. For those of you who don't know, it's basically like hide and seek with guns. Actually, the guns are a pretty minor part of it. It's like hide and seek, but with a lot more like fun stuff. You're basically this blank canvas, and you can paint yourself to hide in places. And there's different maps and everything. It's drawing and painting. Yeah. So if you guys could stop by for that, I'd really appreciate it. It looks really fun. I agree. I think it's gonna be a really fun stream. So yeah, I hope I see you guys there. Let's see which of my friends are streaming. Ooh. Let's go. Oh, they're doing something else right now. Okay. Let's raid 𝓬𝓸𝓷𝓽𝓮, who is talking about 𝓬𝓪𝓰. Oh yeah, for the longest time I thought 𝓬𝓪𝓰 was a file format. I thought it was like JPEG or PNG, and it turns out it's male pregnancies, so that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna go get some rest and do some more planning and stuff, but if you guys could copy and paste the raid message, I would super appreciate it. If you have a sub, you can use the sub raid message. If you don't have a sub, you can use the green heart message, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. 𝓬𝓪𝓰 is wait, is she talking about 𝓬𝓪𝓰 or 𝓬𝓪𝓰? She is talking about the pregnancies. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Love you. Mwah. Bye, Nana.